We're live. Just gotta make sure as soon as we come up that I mute this. Hey guys.
Hello.
Okay, let's see who's on right now. Hey Samantha with Soul Yates and Caitlin, the Barefoot Mama. How are you guys tonight? And if you are joining us, just let us know where you're joining us from and just comment in the chat so we can say hi to you guys.
Hey, Botturf.
Hey, Botturf.
I think we got it right finally.
Well, you said it a little bit off.
To say it with an accent.
Botturf. It's
too much pronunciation.
It's a hard pronunciation. We're good. We are trying to handle a puppy who's very much a puppy still.
It literally goes crazy when I do these lives.
Yeah. Wait, so you're joining from Florida. I thought you were in North Carolina for some reason. Florida. That makes sense. Hey, Michelle from Southern California.
Do you want that zoomed in more?
What?
Do you want to zoom in so you don't have to like look really close to the screen?
Yeah, that would help. I need glasses, guys, but I don't like wearing them.
I don't know if I can figure this out on the Mac. I don't know.
Okay, I wanted to respond to somebody else. Oh, we're good. We were up super late last night. We were boiling our first batch of maple syrup, and we stayed up till 1:30 and then had to get up for work this morning, so we're a little sleepy, but we're good. Washington State. Caitlin, I need to learn from you about Washington because I have this weird obsession with Washington that's been developing lately, and I really just like have a dream of living there. But I've never been there. But it's every time I find somebody on social media or online and I see the pictures, I am just like the moss growing and the water and the woods, and it's so magical. I feel like it just like matches my soul. The syrup tastes really good. We are working on it a little bit right now because we need to filter it after we made it. We didn't know that. So we're filtering it right now so that it doesn't have like a gritty taste, but it's really tasty, really sweet. Hey, Rocky Homestead from Arkansas. Remind me of your names so that I can get to know you guys better. You grew up in Washington, Michelle. Where, so like, I don't know anything about Washington. I think there's parts of it that are dry and like more like, I don't know. But then there's parts that are like I was looking at pictures today and there was parts that seemed really like drier and rockier almost. And there were parts that were just like green and foresty, and then there's the coast. I don't know.
That's all I imagine is green and rainy.
Yeah, but look, she says there's diversity of terrain. Desert. See, okay, that's what I was thinking. So I don't want desert. Desert's beautiful. Desert's beautiful, but I want like woods with water and moss and streams, and
I think the vibrancy of it is so pretty all the time from what we see, at least.
Yeah, I don't know so if that's vibrant. And then the fact that you like I also love the farm where Paul something, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, from Back to Eden Gardening, that documentary. I love where he's from. Maine does have some similarities. Some similarities.
We have been there before.
Yes. I mean, I feel like it's kind of similar, like upstate New York, it's pretty close to like that. There's just something about the Pacific Northwest. It's very magical. I don't know. North Central Washington and the Cascade Mountains. Yeah. So it sounds like I like the coast. Yeah. So Western Washington, maybe. That's pretty cool. Well, I guess I should probably stop talking about Washington and probably start talking about our dreams for our homestead.
Jeff at Rocky Homestead, in case you missed that.
Hey, Jeff.
And hello.
Welcome.
Hello to Natalie.
Natalie, have you been to Washington? I'm just like, these days I was just like, you know what? I just love it. Like something about every time I see someone's farm there, or even just their home and just the lighting and the colors and the longer growing season, a little bit longer. I know there's parts that get a lot of snow, but we have a moderate growing season here.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to grow things all winter long. That would be great. So anywho, we wanted to share a little bit of our goals for you guys for this season. We're just picking up for the year, and there is a lot going on here.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to chat with you about our goals and talk about any questions you might have and hear what you're planning on doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to start talking about our biggest one?
Sure.
We talked about it just today.
Yeah, you guys may have seen in our video that we got up today that we revealed our plans for our barn that we're going to be tackling this year.
Hey Rose, sorry you can't join, but we love you too, and
Thanks, Rose.
we'll have to chat with you soon. And tell Vivian I say hello. Enjoy some family time. Hey Brenda from Western New York, I saw you last night on, was it Elk and Anchors Live, right? You were on there, or were you somewhere else? I'm trying to spur all my friends and join all these lives.
You were on Elk and Anchor last night, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So the barn.
So yeah, we have a lot of plans for the barn. Our barn is, as you might have seen in the video, it's like 30 years old and hasn't really been kept up all that well over probably the past 10 or 15 years. And so it needs just a lot of touch up, a lot of paint, and just fresh coats and TLC. And we have some bigger projects in store as well. We need to replace the roof because the roof is really old and falling apart, and we just want to do some things to make it overall more beautiful and more enjoyable to spend time in.
Yeah,
and
totally.
spend time around.
Yeah, Rose, totally send me a Marco Polo, and I'll get to watch it after our live and respond. Thank you, Samantha. Yeah, so I think our idea for the barn, really, so I'm trying to think. Like, we could leave it as is, right? We could just replace the roof and just leave it as is.
Just touch up the paint, things like that.
But there's something really amazing to me about leaving our mark wherever we go and like taking something from simple to just like really incredible. Hey, Twin Cedar Farms, welcome. Hey, Jake and Becky. Yes, you caught us live. we go live once a week, so I'm glad you were able to join us.
Yeah.
What size is the barn? What size is our barn?
That's a good question. I knew that at one point from our tax records, and I've forgotten since. It's two different structures.
Yeah.
There was one barn that was built when the house was built, and it was more like a shed, and then a horse barn was added onto the back of that. I would guess that, so I do know it's about, the front of it is probably about 24 to 25 feet wide, and then it goes back probably 40 to 50 feet total overall.
Yeah. And it's nice because it's like, it's got a tall ceiling, so supposed to be doing my taxes right now. Yeah. Well, I think we should be better than that. Less boring than taxes.
I hope so.
Hopefully. So it's got a tall ceiling height.
Yeah. It's got a loft, a hay loft over top of the whole area, so there's lots of overhead space.
Yeah. So it works for horses. It's great for horses.
Mm-hmm.
And
for the other animals that eat hay as well that we have. Yeah.
But for us, like moving here, that was huge to us. We actually almost bought a different property. Like we were going to schedule our closing date on this other farm property, and it fell through like really devastatingly.
Yeah. Once it was like a month into the closing process, and we thought everything was going smoothly.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that the sellers hadn't been, they were behind on their mortgage or something, and it turned out that ended up having to be a short sale, and so basically
so it fell through.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we thought we were gonna have to move in with Chris's parents, which wouldn't have been horrible, but we had a lot of animals.
And yeah, it just would have been tough. And then my sister was still living at home at that time,
and then the reason I brought that up is because that property had a barn, and it was a really cool old barn.
Yeah, this was a real old farmhouse. This house was from 1850.
1850. The barn was probably original.
And it was big. It was like 4 bedrooms and like 3,900 square feet.
The house.
Yeah.
So hey, City Stead, it's good to see you. How are you doing, Josh? Do you guys have spring there yet? I know, I feel like every part of the country is in a different season right now.
Seems like everyone's getting a little bit of spring right now.
Yeah, except for
what I've seen.
Somebody I was talking to today is in New York, and they were like, still winter here, and they're just up north further.
Really?
So, yeah, it's green here a little bit. It's not like green. But
starting, I've definitely noticing some of the grass is greening up outside.
Yeah.
Which I'm not looking forward to mowing.
Yes.
Kind of freaks me out.
We are getting excited to expand our garden. So, well, I'll be increasing my weeding, but Chris will be decreasing his mowing.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I can take on some more work. He does a lot of stuff. So, but the reason I brought out the house is it had a barn on the property, and it was a really cool old barn, but the ceiling was really low. And so no matter how much you worked on the barn, you can't raise up really the ceiling. I mean, you could get rid of the loft entirely.
Yeah.
But and so it was really a hard thing because we were like, how would we bring, our goal was to have horses. That's why we moved here in the first place. And so when we saw this place, totally unexpectedly, after that all fell through, this was way out of our price range when it first went on the market, and we saw the barn, I was just like giddy. Like, I was so giddy seeing this barn because it wasn't beautiful. I mean, it was just a simple barn, but it worked for horses.
Yeah.
So,
and we didn't really think that much of this place when we first saw it online either. We were very skeptical of it because it didn't actually look all that great in pictures, but it totally blew us away once we actually saw it in person.
Yeah. Yeah. So, somebody popped in and oh no, Twin Cedar Farms. Thank you. We appreciate that. Yeah. It's such an interesting place because I feel like Chris was saying, when we saw it in pictures, it didn't really have like any magic to it. It just seemed very plain. Like the house was like the 80s. It wasn't anything special. And the barn, was simple, but it kind of just like blew me away, the property. And I think that's when you're looking for a homestead, I feel like the property is so much more important than the structures, like you want to find a place that kind of just takes your breath away and that is beautiful at different times of the day. So
yeah, you can do so much to mold existing structures and add on to a property which may be lacking structures or things or infrastructure that you might need.
Yeah, and we came here and there were 2 or 3 acres of trails, and they said on the listing, and I was like, I wonder what that is. Thanks, guys. You guys are being very encouraging today.
I know. Thank you.
And thanks, I think it's Jake on.
I'm assuming.
I can't tell when it's like a page, like which spouse it is. Thank you, we appreciate that. What I was saying was, the trails. So we came and saw this place, and Chris and I were feeling really crushed. Like, we were really deflated because that property that fell through was like our dream, right? This farm, and it was kind of crazy. And it fell through, just completely fell through. And we had no options. We had already sold our house.
Becky never gets out.
It's kind of the opposite. I feel like although sometimes I ask Chris to jump on if I have class or something. I'm like, go join this live. I
have been on a couple lives.
I'm like, join this live. I can't do it. Comment and make sure you say it's you. And so when we saw this place and we went back and we walked the trails, and there was a tire swing and these big maple trees, which I didn't know that they were maple trees
until a couple weeks ago,
until we tapped them. But they're these big maple trees, and there's trails, like you can walk back in the woods, and it's only a couple acres, but it feels like so much bigger. Yeah, there's something about just the woods, and then you have the pastures, and I don't know, we just feel really, really grateful because this was never our plan. This place wasn't our plan. No. But it's been a really big blessing, and we've both really come to embrace it, I think. Yeah. More so than I would have ever expected, I think. Yeah. And so there's part of us that's like, well, we don't want to stay here forever because New York is limiting in some ways for some of our goals and dreams. But this property, I just wish I could just pick it up and move it wherever we go because I really like it. I know. Let's see. So Twin Cedar Farms, you had that happen when you first started looking. It had a creek and it was all cleared. Wait, I can't see the whole chat. Found our dream home after the first one fell through. That's awesome. That's awesome that happened for you, Twin Cedar Farms. I'm sorry, Rudy. That sounds really horrible. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, we'll definitely be thinking of you guys and hope that you can get some resolution to that. Yeah. Yeah, so I was kind of don't know why we got on this tangent. It doesn't matter. Lives are all about just like talking, right? But I wanted to just kind of share some perspective on like the background story of this property and our plans for it. And
yeah,
the barn has a lot of, like, I just remember walking in the barn and just like commenting to the realtor that like the stalls were perfect for horses. And we don't even use the stalls for horses. Like we don't even use our barn really for the animals.
no, not really.
We have like a run-in shelter off of the barn where the horses go in. So
yeah, it's kind of funny, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
What's the point of having your animals inside, I guess, most of the time, if we can let them be outside and we have the facilities to do so.
Totally. So all that to say, if you haven't seen our video yet today, this is kind of like what we're thinking for the barn. So basically right now, if you've seen it, the entrance is right here. And there's a garage door that like pulls up. And it just kind of looks like a shed.
Yeah.
From the front. It doesn't look like a barn, really.
Not at all.
And so our whole idea was we want to make this look like a barn. We want this to look like a kind of a, I don't know, like almost like, you know what someone said that really resonated with me is like an English carriage house?
Yeah, I think that's what they called it.
A carriage house.
Yep.
Yeah, that really resonated with me. Just like that like old world charm, but with, you know, a fresh modern look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. So we are doing a couple of huge things. First of all, we're centering the door, and that's kind of one of the biggest things we're doing because that's changing the whole look. But we're also replacing the roof with a metal roof, and we're installing solar panels on the barn.
Or building this thing right here.
Oh yeah, this is something I'm super excited about. I saw it. I was searching like something. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
On Pinterest, I think.
I was on Pinterest.
You were in class, and then she Facebook messaged me a picture. She's like, can we do this on our barn? And I'm like, yeah, maybe.
It's like a big change from just not worrying about this at all. But the reason I wanted to do this was because I just thought it would look cool. Basically.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen, currently the roof line just goes straight across like that. So
yeah.
There's no entrance to the second level from the front of the building. And
in Dream World, we would change the roof line and it would just be like this because I thought that had more of like it shows the size more, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Stivers Homestead. I'm sorry you can't stay, but thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
Where are you guys headed out to? The watercolor amazingness. Thanks, Bacher. Oh, I'm so bad at saying that. I'm trying so hard. Anyways, watercolor. I do this mostly for fun. I'm not like I am a self-identified artist. I'm not like an artist. I don't know what the difference is, but I don't really have any training in this at all. It's just for fun. So don't take it too seriously. Side by side out for the weekend. Oh, you mean the side by side that we almost won? Just kidding. I don't know if you saw that comment.
I don't know if they know about that.
I don't know if you saw that comment by who was it?
John.
Heirloom Permaculture. Always cracking the jokes.
Yep.
So the great thing about this plan for the dormer is it looks cool, but it's going to be amazing for loading hay into our loft.
It's gonna be really practical.
Yeah, if you guys have anybody who has any large animals, I don't know if you guys have anyone has horses on here or cows or goats or anything like that, but they need a lot of hay and you need to store them somewhere. Thanks, Hannah.
Get down.
And thank you, Samantha. I really appreciate that. Break it down then.
I'd like to see a full-length live episode of you just breaking down the fundamentals of your name.
So basically, you need to have some way of loading the hay into the loft. And if you don't have this, you have to go either through up the staircase or like before, right now, we had to go all the way to the back of the barn. And so you have to drive a tractor behind the barn through like a mud area. And so this will allow us to load it more easily.
Yeah.
So that's our barn plans. Anybody have any questions about our barn plans? We're doing it slowly. Like, I don't think we're going to do it all this year.
No, probably not.
Or all this summer.
We'll get most of the exterior stuff done this year, I think. But there's interior plans that we haven't even really talked about yet that we also want to tackle at some point. Yeah, and something that's really important to us, which we've talked about a little bit before on some of our videos, planting in front of the windows. Ooh, I want to plant hydrangeas.
Yeah, there's these really pretty hydrangeas. I don't know if you've ever heard of them before, but I forgot what they're called. They're kind of like a light pink, but they change to white. I don't know. That's what I want to do. What was I saying? Barn. Oh, we're doing this debt. We're trying to do this debt free. We are not debt free yet, but we are not adding any more debt, and we are working on paying off debt that we do have, including this farm. That is our biggest debt. And so the reason I say that is because it will slow down our process a little bit. We're not paying anybody to do anything.
Also, working full time slows down our progress quite a bit too.
If we were here,
yeah, if we could spend multiple weeks here with like every day working 8 to 10 hours on the farm, we could get a lot done. But
yeah, but if we were here full time, we would have no money to do anything.
Yep.
So okay, Brenda, you built your barn and never be finished. Yes. I'm just trying to catch up with comments that I missed. Hey, Gregory's Reptile Tube. That's pretty cool that you're in Greece. Welcome. And I also, yes, hydrangeas are beautiful. I'm actually planning on planting them in the front of the house too. Right now, the front of our house has 0 landscaping because we ripped all of it out, and then I planted it all over again and didn't like it. So then we took it all out again. So, yeah, so we'll get it slow and steady, like Butter said. Butter, I'm gonna cry. It doesn't come out right. It doesn't feel right every time I try to say it.
We're so sorry.
I need it.
We need a code name for you guys.
I need to just like
TBH.
Hear you say it. I think that's it. I just need you to hear you say it a bunch. My nose is itchy. Hear you say it a bunch so that I can say it. Yeah. So barn, trying to do it debt free, not paying anyone to do anything. So this guy is gonna do most of it. That's our barn. Okay, let's see. Moving on to other plans for the year. I don't really know what else I have.
Your other barn sketch?
Oh, I had an original barn sketch. Oh, and one time I sketched like a chicken coop plan. You can't really see it, but I had this idea for one day turning like there's this like side area off of a barn. I don't know.
Yeah.
We have like this side area off of a barn.
It's like a little tractor storage shed that the previous
maybe that'll be our duck area instead. I don't know.
Who knows?
We kind of want ducks.
We'll figure it out.
I kind of want ducks this year. We don't really want to add any other animals right now because we are max capacity. But like with caring for poultry already, I don't know that ducks will add that much extra work. I mean, I'm talking about like 3 or 4 ducks.
Yeah.
I don't think they would add a ton of extra work on top of caring for all the other stuff we have.
It's more so just finding the time to build the things that we would need to properly house them and keep them safe.
Yeah. So my plan is to find a way to get some eggs from Morgan at Goldshot Farm and to have our silkies hatch out some ducks.
Our silkies who are perennially broody.
They are silky chickens. If you want an incubator, just invest in a silky chicken or 2. Seriously.
Much cheaper.
Much cheaper.
I mean, you have to feed them, but you also have to
and fluffier and cuter. And they will take care of your raising of the chicks as well. A barn floor plan. Where do you get hay? Good questions. We get hay from our neighbor. We wish we could do our own. That's awesome that you do your own.
I know.
You think it would be more thrifty to buy it though? That's my question because the equipment is a lot and the time is a lot.
Yeah, it just depends on what you have. If you somehow came into equipment through like an inheritance or something like that, then it might make sense to do your own. But I know it's a big time commitment.
Yeah. Your poor silkies. They're pretty.
Yeah, we've got you guys. I wish we could show you them. We have.
Wait, I think I can't. Where's my phone?
3 of them, which are just laying at a clump right now.
Where's my phone? Can you grab it for me? I think it's over on the counter. I kind of want to see if I can like show you guys the video of our silky while they're broody. We have 3 right now, and you open the coop, and they're just like little dinosaurs. They are just yelling at you.
I got them. Yeah.
Hey, Karen, welcome. And hey, small farm in the big city, Dallas, Texas. How do you guys like Texas? That's another place we want to check out. Texas, Washington, Virginia, some places. Okay, you saw them, Samantha, right, on Instagram? I posted on Instagram. If you guys haven't found us on Instagram, we are there too. I post really regularly, although I haven't done that in the last couple days. So
shame.
I know I need to post. I try to post every day on Instagram, but some days are better than others. Okay, let's see. Trying to find the silkies.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with any kind of broody chicken before, but the noises they make when you try to disturb them or move them around is insane.
Wait, it's reflecting. Is there any? Oh, there we go.
Yes. Turn it up.
Let's see.
Wow, these all just got laid. I'm gonna.
You're talking.
Make sure they're laid on.
What am I talking about?
You guys are so funny.
They're so fluffy. You can't really see what's going on.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, but they make way more dramatic sounds than that.
Yeah, and the funniest part was we gave them eggs last night to sit on because when they're broody, it's honestly better for them to give them eggs because in our experience, if you don't, they won't stop being broody.
Yeah, they'll just go on
And
indefinitely.
Last year, we didn't give 2 of ours eggs, and they got mites because they were broody for so long. They weren't leaving the nest, and so we had to treat them for mites, and we had to take care of them, and they still were broody. Through the whole thing, they would not give up, and they were sitting on nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing under
until
them.
we gave them eggs, and then they obviously sat there for the whole term until the eggs hatched, and then they were moms and not broody anymore. But
and so they hatched out 21 chicks, or else.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for enforcing that.
They hatched out 21 chicks last year. Hey Cheryl, how's it going in the Highlands? How are all your animals doing?
How are all your unicorns?
Thanks, Hannah. A therapy silkie. Okay, that's really awesome. They would be great for therapy because they're so docile.
Yeah.
And they're so hilarious. Like I feel like just their kind nature and silly personality.
Loaned her out to brood eggs. That is quite the business.
What?
She said that she also loaned her out to brood eggs.
That's hilarious. Yeah, okay, so we put eggs in their little nest yesterday. We gave them 18 eggs. Yeah. 18 full-size eggs.
Yeah, we gave them 12 copper morans and 6 olive eggers.
And immediately they started pulling the eggs underneath them. It was so cute.
Yeah, everyone just like, let's suck them up. Let's get them on one spot. Let's get to business.
All 3 of them were like making can you make the dinosaur sound they make?
Oh, did Rose make that sound?
No, she made a goat sound.
Oh, okay. It's like
that's pretty close.
Like a weird screechy sound, kind of like Predator or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen those movies. I don't even know if that's the right reference.
They're they're just like dinosaurs. I don't know. I've never seen a dinosaur. But if somebody was like, what's the closest thing to a dinosaur? It would be a broody hen.
Yeah.
Okay. One more time. Was it from something?
No, she's asking me to do the sound one more time. So I'm assuming it's pretty embarrassing.
It's probably very embarrassing. Okay, so you were expecting 21 ooze are pregnant. That's crazy. Pigeons are pretty cool, yeah. I one day want to, I don't know how we would do this though. I kind of want to at some point have a peacock to be like roaming, not roaming, just like hanging out around the property. And then like it would have its pen and they would have their pen. I don't know. I think peacocks are just beautiful. And I've heard they're really good at keeping predators away. So that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Other plans. So we want to get ducks this year. That's the only animal we're thinking about adding. Only one. Because it wouldn't add a ton of work. Anybody have any recommendations for the best kind of duck eggs or duck breeds to have? I know what's the one that he has? Khaki Campbell. Morgan has Khaki Campbell, and I really like those ones. Geese are amazing. I've heard that too, Wild Onions. I don't know if I've said hi yet.
I think that's the first time I've seen them post.
Yeah, maybe I haven't said hi. Well, welcome. And I've heard that geese are amazing for keeping predators away. So that's something we should think about too. Don't get, is it pecking? Peking? How do you pronounce that again? Pecking?
Yeah, Peking. I don't know. I've never had someone of authority tell me how to pronounce it.
Why do you say that, Jake? I'm just curious if there's a specific reason that you don't think they're a good option. I've also heard cayugas are pretty cool.
Not the ones Morgan has. You might turn out to be allergic.
Dolly, pekins. That's easy. Yeah, that's funny, Samantha. You've heard muscovy are really good for meat. Well, what about their personality. I mean, maybe somebody else will find that useful information. So thanks for sharing. Thanks, Dolly. Yeah, I will let you know if we, thank you for being here. And I am also the queen of typos, so.
Is our neighbor watching us? Our neighbor just texted us and said, yes, a peacock.
Hey, Marilyn, if
Marilyn,
you're on.
are you on here, Marilyn?
Oh, that's funny. She texted
You'll
us.
have to use the live chat so we can see you in real time.
Right? Oh, okay. Muscovies and Cayugas. Yeah, I really love your Muscovies. They have a really unique look to them too, and they seem to have good personalities. I have a friend who lives in New Hampshire that I know through Instagram, and she has Muscovies and really loves them. So, and Cayugas, they're black with green tint, right? Those are the ones I'm thinking of. Hello, little Naylene. Lil Naylene, not little. Lil.
Gotta say it right.
Yeah, I gotta say it right. Morgan has khaki Campbells. His are really hilarious. I love his ducks.
Yeah, they're cute.
What was I gonna talk about? Plans?
I don't know. We've kind of gone off the rails a little bit. Gone duck tangents.
Duck. Yeah, they're so cool. Yeah. Okay. So nourishing traditions. Do you mean living traditions? I'm curious because I think nourishing traditions is a cookbook, but living traditions, I think I've seen that video. And everybody has different experiences with different animals too. Like I've heard some people like really don't like, I think in their video they talked about how they really aren't going to ever have barn cats again. But we love our barn cats. Our barn cats are amazing. And I'm sure Jake can relate to this because they seem to really love their cats. But they're so friendly. They have been the most amazing addition this year.
Just watch the video from today and see the little outtake of one of our cats while they were on our roof.
She almost rolled off the roof. I mean, she would have caught herself.
I mean, I guess all our cats seem to have the struggle where they can't figure out where it's safe to roll on things and when you shouldn't roll on something. We have
one cat that always rolls off tables.
He just rolls off whatever ledge he's on.
Yeah. So anyways, all that to say is, some animals some breeds are excellent, some breeds aren't, some animals are great, but I think too, it's like just individual experience and how your situation is set up. So yeah. Okay. So Morgan's barn cat is really cute. That's awesome, Samantha, that you love everyone else's animals and their personalities.
It's too bad Morgan's not here to see that we're having such an in-depth conversation about his property.
Morgan, I'll have to yell at him. I think he's probably pretty busy with his podcast launch.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys have not checked out the podcast, I just listened to all 3 episodes today and I just loved it. Did you listen to it yet?
I haven't yet. I forgot to on the car ride home, but I really want to.
So it's Goldshaw Farm Podcast, and it's totally free.
It's available on all the mainstream podcast platforms.
And White House on the Hill is the 2nd episode. Yep. Number 1 was Roots and Refuge, 2 is White House on the Hill, and 3 was Sow the Land. And what I loved about the podcast was everybody seemed to come into homesteading for like the main reason of being connected with food. And I love that because that's the same reason for us too. And I think like no matter how your different homesteads look and what you're doing, or whether you're plant-based like we are or not, it's like the goals are the same. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really beautiful and brings us together.
Yeah.
So, okay, I need to catch up. Yes, it is a pretty sweet podcast. They're awesome. Brenda, okay, barn cat again. How far away are you from Lollipop Farm? They have, so they have a whole barn cat program. We actually went to our local shelter and rescued 2 cats, and they weren't with a barn cat program, but we really wanted to have friendly cats because we knew that people would be visiting us, and we didn't want to have any issues with cats that were aggressive or cats that were so skittish that we weren't able to handle them and take them to the vet and all of that. So, and we live far from our property is off the road a little bit. So we weren't as worried about cars. We don't have a super busy road here. So we don't have a lot of coyotes. We have foxes, but foxes are not really as much of a risk to barn cats. So that being said, there are organizations to rescue farm cats, barn cats, farm cats, same difference.
Cats.
And we saw our first rodent capture yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yes, our little barn cat was running around with a little mouse in her mouth.
Yep.
Mouse or shrew or something, and they were just running through the fields for like hours with this thing.
Yeah.
Poor little creature. Yeah, mental funeral for that little little mouse. But yeah, they're hilarious. We love our barn cats. So why did I talk about barn cats?
People
Animals.
talk about
we want
barn
ducks.
cats.
That's why.
Yeah, we're all over the place right now.
Yeah. Oh, Brenda, there's another organization too. You'll have to message me because I'll remember. What am I most excited to grow this spring? Well, okay, one thing I'm really excited to grow is artichokes, because do you want to grab one of my artichoke plants? They're just right on the top shelf.
Yeah, just gotta open the door.
Oh, sorry. Chris is gonna grab one of them because I started them. They were the first thing I started, and I have no idea what to expect. I am going in first time. I need to go look at MI Gardener's Grow Guide. I know I've started them off right, but I'm gonna need to like learn the whole time I go, because artichokes are actually intended to be a perennial plant grown in like a drier, warmer region than where we live. But I'm growing them as an annual, so you have to start them early and you have to get them going so that they produce in their first year.
It's dirty on the bottom, so don't set it down on the table.
Yeah, look how big it is already, guys, and it looks like a little succulent. It's so cool. It has little spikes on it. It's so glorious. It's like it's like a succulent. Super cool. So I'm really excited to try artichokes. And somebody asked, you have a livestock guardian dog, Brenda. That is awesome. Yeah, so I'm not, I feel like I've missed some chat. My indoor cat wishes she could be a barn cat. Yeah, we actually have 2 indoor cats and 2 outdoor cats. We keep them very separate because our indoor cats have like a very delicate balance. I feel like if we introduced another one, it would just get crazy. So yes, okay. Do you want to grab my onion? Sorry, they're outside.
Oh.
You just grab one. Yes, I am growing onions from seed this year, and I have heard that is the way to go. I've heard it's just a lot. You get a lot better production. And if Hannah from the Whitney Homestead is still up here, she might be able to respond. So yes. Hey, Fish for Life, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. So okay. So showing the onions. These are all started from seed. Doop, boop, doop. What did I say? Oh, Hannah. Someone was asking about starting onions from seed, and they were curious about it. And I said that you would know a little bit about the benefits of starting onions from seed. So these are my onions. They are what? They're a little sideways because they were outside and it was a little windy. But I'm really excited. Yeah, so they're super wispy. And actually, I learned something cool today, that when they're like 4 inches tall, which is right now, you can cut them off. And then you can actually use the tops as like green onions. I cut them already once just because they were kind of all over the place. And I did not use that, but you can use the tops as green onions. Yeah, they're really beautiful, aren't they? Thank you, Christine. That makes me feel really good because it was a struggle. They need a lot of moisture. And so when they were first getting started, I was using a spray bottle and it was impossible to keep them moist enough and they were just not doing well. And so I was watering them a lot more and they're thriving. They love moisture, like a lot of moisture. Okay, another thing, they didn't transplant well. Actually, Big Ridge, they transplant really well. And the reason is that their roots, you can just put them in like a tray like this because their roots go down. They don't entangle with each other. So they're really easy to pull out and plant in the ground. I'm just going to put them out, Brenda. I'm going to be planting them probably in 3 weeks or so, mid-April. Let's see. Somebody else was asking about something about onions. You grow leeks and you grow shallots. Oh, like the onion I know there's like an onion form of shallots. Then there's like a garlic form. There's like 2 different kinds. And the, oh, there it is, Cheryl. That's the question I wanted to answer. We planted the garlic shallots, the one that's in that family more, in the ground at the same time as we planted garlic. And both of those are coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so excited. I was like worried they wouldn't make it. Fish for Life. Thanks for the info. My mom wants to start onions. Any tips? Well, where do you live? What's your climate? Somebody asked when I started them. I started them 12 weeks before frost. So
it's probably been 3 to 4 weeks.
February 15th-ish?
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, so February to March, April, May. Yeah, so I started them February-ish. You could start them now. It might be a little late. I don't know what zone you're in. But if you start them now, you should be able to get them in the ground. If you can't, you can buy them like this. Like you can buy onions, or you can buy sets, which we've talked a little bit about. But I have just heard onion sets is not necessarily the way to go. So you can do it. You absolutely can. A lot of people do. There's a video from my favorite seed company called Fruition Seeds that they made a video about starting onions. And she talks about why it's better to start from seed instead of from sets. So that's what I'm looking forward to, the garden. Artichoke, onions, potatoes. I love potatoes.
Potatoes are one of our favorites.
Yes, they're so good. And we got purple potatoes, and we're doing sweet potatoes this year. We're
going to have so much garden space this year, guys.
Yes. Yeah, so Samantha, onion seeds are so weird. They look like little rocks to me, like volcanic rocks, like tiny little volcanic rocks. They're so weird. And it's hard to get them to germinate. I'm just like playing with my onions right now. So, yes, those are things I'm really looking forward to. And that's part of our plans, right? Is the garden. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, I have a painting of that too.
Yeah.
Let me grab it.
What zone are we? We're 6B,
We're 6A.
Right? That way I always get those 2 letters confused.
We're whatever one's closer to 5. I think it's 6A. Yeah.
Probably 6A then.
Okay, I'm just trying to grab my... This is the start of my garden plan. Just a little bit of it, and it's completely changed. But you can see a couple things, like arch trellises right there, and then my artichokes over here. No, Samantha, you can harvest them the first year. I have heard if you want them to go to seed, then you'd plant them again, and then they'll go to seed. But to harvest, you can plant them the first year. Yeah, so my garden is going to be, our garden is going to be probably about 4,000 square feet. Last year it was about 1,500. We've already doubled it, so now it's about 3,000. And we are adding 2 other areas that are going to make it about probably 4,000 square feet, maybe even a little bit bigger. Could be 5,000 square feet.
Depends on whether you're including our orchard in that measurement as
well. Yes, orchard is coming as well. That's going to be...
When do our trees come?
Our trees should come soon. I need to check. I think it said mid to late. They started shipping in mid-March.
Because that's one of our big plans for this year as well. One of our biggest plans, honestly.
Yes, and one of the biggest investments we've made is the orchard. Peaches, pears, apples, cherries, kiwi, blackberries, raspberries. I mean, I'm going into berries, but hazelnuts, lots of trees. And okay, so Fish for Life. What type of animals do you have? Well, we have horses, goats, chickens, bunnies, dogs, and cats.
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't seem that big when you just look off that way.
It doesn't seem, I always am like, it doesn't seem like very many, but one of the horses is a mini horse. We have 2 different flocks of chickens. One flock of silkies and one flock of like regular mixed breed.
Cats ones. Outside and inside.
Cats outside, cats inside.
2 dogs.
Yeah. I just saw something outside. I was just trying to make sure it was not something large. I'm always like looking for predators because we have the foxes. I still see something moving out there. Maybe it's a cat.
All right. How do you pronounce this term for a pet sheep? Cool.
Where?
Cheryl, Homestead in the Highlands.
I'm totally lost.
Right, our second most common.
A couple of pet sheep.
Oh, she's saying a couple. I thought it was. Well, she corrected us. Corrected you on the "you" earlier when you were referring to the sheep, and so I thought it was a special term
Cheryl,
for sheep.
Sheep. Okay, so this is the dilemma with sheep. One, we don't have time. Two, we have what's it called? The thing that our goats have.
The goats, CL.
They have CL,
Yeah.
which is not safe for sheep either.
Yeah.
We rescued our goats, so they have CL. And yes, Brenda, we are doing blueberries as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have not done soil testing. I want to do some soil testing, but our soil is really good. So
yeah, we didn't have any issues last year.
Like it's really just a good, it's just a good soil. It's our region, like our town is known for having like really, what's it, like a loamy sandy soil?
I forget.
Although ours isn't very sandy, but it's just known for having like really loamy soil, which is good stuff. So we're doing like a mix of Back to Eden, and we're also doing some root stout. We're using a lot of rich compost. We're using compost from the bunnies and compost from the goats and from the horses. And I just feel like, it might not be perfect right now, but over time, I think we're gonna have a really healthy garden because of all this stuff we're learning.
Yeah.
You are near Spokane.
Nice.
Dolly, I think you missed the Washington conversation.
Yeah, were you there for that? That seems really well
We were
timed.
talking earlier about how much we love the idea of Western Washington. Did we decide? I think we decided Western
I don't know.
Washington.
I don't remember deciding.
Yeah, Brenda, we do want to do grapes. That's something we want to add in probably maybe next year. My idea is we'll do like kind of a new add-on to the garden each year. So this year, a lot is going, but
a lot of growth.
But next year, I want to do grapes, and I want to do more berries. Just expand on the berries. Yeah, and then I want to do at some point like find out a way to make our own beer or something, like something cool like that.
Grow some hops.
I don't know. Might as well. Yeah, thanks for being here, Dolly. And the east side. Okay, well, either way, I just want to visit Washington. So I want to hear about your experience with Washington because it sounds like a really cool place. Yeah, it is. I was looking at Zillow today. That's how I got in this Washington kick, because I was like looking at Zillow. That will take you down a rabbit hole, guys.
What is the east side, west side split pretty much right down the middle of the state? Or is it, do you know?
I don't know. There's like a big city on the west. There's a big city on the west, a big city on the east.
We have Seattle on the west, right?
That's a good question, Karen. Does anybody know how long after you plant grapes does it take to grow? Florida. Florida is a really beautiful state. Our organic life, Tiffany and her family, they live in Florida, and they have a wonderful channel. They're moderators here, but they weren't able to make it tonight. And their property is gorgeous. I'll take you up on that, Cheryl.
We would love to come to Scotland. That would be really cool.
We almost went to Ireland.
I know. I was thinking about that today, actually.
We almost went to Ireland, but what happened was we moved here, and I really wanted a horse. And the idea of traveling at a time where we could get a horse, just the horse won. And so we canceled our trip.
Yeah.
But it will happen eventually. Okay. Any other plans you want to talk about in the next 10 minutes, babe? We talked about the barn.
The barn.
Ducks.
The
garden. The orchard.
Yeah, I can.
Well, I want to do, so for the garden, I talked about this in the video recently. Ava, Virginia is another place I'm dreaming of. It is cold, but it's not as cold as New York. Oh, I'm sorry, Marvin. That's a bummer. I'm glad one survived. We had a baby chick die too recently. That was a big bummer.
Mm-hmm.
It's always sad when one doesn't make it. And I think we've noticed from our experience that when you have them hatched out yourself, they're much stronger. So ground cherries, did that come from something? I'm really excited about ground cherries.
Maybe she's just trying to tell us what our dreams should be for this year or our plans.
Ground
cherries should be included.
8 ground cherries that I'm trying to get going. Okay. Yeah, so Brenda is talking about testing the nutrients for soil for berries. So I haven't done any research on that. I think it depends on your in-ground soil. So for us, we have like a really nice balanced soil here, so it's easy to grow most things. But some places you have to be more careful with what you grow and how you amend the soil.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Nutrients of vegetables and fruits. You know who was just talking about this is hardiness approach. They were just talking about how they're going to be more focused on talking about like thinking of your food as your supplements. So thinking of like the nutrients that are in nutrient dense foods like fruits and vegetables. So I thought that was really cool. And that's the thing I definitely want to talk about is the health benefits of plant-based foods, because fruits and vegetables in my mind are like medicine for our bodies. So I'm really hoping to do some of that. Yeah, aren't they awesome, Samantha? I love Hardiness Approach. We have our Hardiness Health Warrior t-shirt somewhere. We were wearing them. I think we were wearing them one of the videos, maybe.
No, we were going to. We recorded the video about it, and then
it got
then things changed. And
I'm about to grow corn or watermelon. Yeah, so we are growing some really cool varieties of corn and a regionally adapted variety of watermelon that will grow here in New York that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Ducks. For ducks, Rebel Jess, you know who knows a lot about ducks? Goldshot Farm, Morgan, and also White House on the Hill. They are great duck resources. Anybody else who knows a lot about ducks? They love peas. They love peas. I know that. They're obsessed with peas. And I think a lot of greens are great for them. And also as well as herbs and things like that. They love herbs. And Samantha, I have a plan to do recipes in the summer. I want to do some now, but I want it to be from the garden, how to make Fit Farmer, the duck guy. Go head over there. Anything green, says Hannah. They like anything green. And Lizora for ducks. Okay, guys, I know who I'm heading to soon to learn about ducks. Okay, so what was I talking about? We're getting so distracted.
We'll keep really getting on the bunny trail. So when somebody goes to comment and it switches the train tracks.
I'm still playing with my onions. Something about recipes. Oh, I want to do recipes straight from the garden. So we do a lot of bootables here. So we'll roast potatoes, and then we will saute some greens, and we'll make some rice, and then we'll top it off with avocado, which isn't from the garden, but we don't have to do that. We can top it off with some chopped peanuts, maybe some homemade hot sauce and fresh salsa. I mean, there's just so many things you can. Roasted carrots, and I just make a bowl, a fresh bowl, and it's super good.
Yeah.
We'll make tacos like that.
Just make bowls of food.
Bowls of food.
Bowls of
we'll
food.
do sweet potato, black bean tacos with fresh cilantro and pico de gallo salsa from the garden and homemade hot sauce and some lettuce on top or things like that. But
yeah.
I really want to do that more. And yes, so recipes from the garden. I don't know how I'm planning on doing it, how I'll incorporate that into videos, but.
Didn't realize the White House on the Hill has their own acronym now. Maybe that's been a thing.
WHOTH. That's a mouthful.
WHOTH.
WHOTH. Empty pea pods today. That's so mean. Morgan, I feel like he needs to be here.
Just like water. Yes.
You have fish, cocktails, rabbits, hamsters, mice, cats, and dogs. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we have rabbits. They're adorable, and they're Holland Lops, so they're this big, and they're so funny. I could watch them all day, especially when you give them their evening and morning salads. It's just like a crunch party downstairs.
Yeah, everyone's just making the funniest sounds.
Samantha, yeah, I would love to share some recipes with you.
Yeah, I think we've just been really busy lately, and I know for you it's been tough to even try to get any recipes or any kind of video about a recipe because of our time constraints.
And lighting is hard because after work and trying to record a recipe. I'm such a, like lately I've been so busy with joining lives and doing lives and editing videos that at night we've been eating kind of quick meals. Like we made tonight for dinner our recipe, that the one recipe we posted.
Yeah, the one video that we did already.
It's like a plant-based Alfredo pasta with fresh microgreens on top. And so we used some microgreens and we made that really quickly. And I used a garbanzo bean pasta because I can't eat regular wheat. It doesn't go well with me. So I made this garbanzo bean pasta. It was pretty good. It wasn't my favorite, but I did that for dinner. Last night we did breakfast sandwiches. The night before that we did breakfast sandwiches.
I think we just did breakfast. I don't think we had bread at the time.
Oh yeah, we didn't have bread, so we just did breakfast.
Was that the
yeah,
one we did breakfast tacos?
We had breakfast tacos. That's right. Which
using leftover corn tortillas and other things.
So it's been a struggle. That's something I want to work on. Is like I want to prioritize being able to cook like a lot of yummy food because we love good food. I love making fun recipes, but I also really like making things easy and quick. So roasting a pan of vegetables together and like sauteed greens or whatever. Breakfast is the best dinner. Actually, Josh, I was just talking to a friend who's going to be coming over this weekend. I haven't told you this yet.
Yes.
And she's coming over this weekend, a new friend, and she was like, you make your own maple syrup? And I was like, yeah, and maybe we can do breakfast for dinner when you come over and we can use maple syrup. So I think we're going to do that. Cloud bread. I have not heard of that.
That's interesting.
That's so exciting. Small farm in the big city. I love carrots. I bought like 10 varieties of carrots this year. More than any other thing that I bought. So, well, peppers too.
Did you see that Cheryl said earlier that horses used to be given pea stems as a type of hay feed or a hay type of feed?
It's really interesting.
So if we grow peas, we can give them the rest of the plant.
Yeah. Yeah, Dolly, you're totally right. Easy, fun, quick, and nutritious. Totally. And you know what's great about the garden is it's really easy. And we don't eat meat, which actually makes things a lot easier because meat can take like a lot of specific cooking strategies.
A lot of prep time.
A lot of prep time. And so for us, like you could just make a really garden fresh salad. Like I want to do my dream is to one day be here be able to be here more. And then to when we have kids one day and just to like have like fresh salads, like completely raw from the garden, just to go pick things from the garden and just to eat them, like enjoy them and try the new flavors and comment on the taste of the carrots and the fresh fruit. And it's kind of my dream is just to have like raw lunches just straight from the garden. So okay, let's see. We are going to Homesteaders of America. We are going, it was October. And we are trying to figure out like all of the details of where we'll stay and all of that, but we have time. So it's not that far for us. We kind of fought it for a little bit, like, oh, we don't need to go. It's okay. And then it was like,
when we first started out on YouTube, we were
because everyone asked us and we were kind of just like, I don't know. And then we keep hearing from people who are going and, we
would really love to be able to meet so many more of you guys that we've interacted with online. And
Are you going, Caitlin? You're watching with Dave, your baby chick. Oh, I love chicks. We have 15 downstairs right now.
Yeah.
We're in our finished basement, which has become another animal room. We have 3 bunnies and 15 chicks. They're adorable. You go down there, like I was telling Chris the other day that I was so overwhelmed by the cuteness when I was down there. It's like everywhere I look is cute.
Yep.
Let's see. Yes.
Yes,
that is what we said. Homesteaders in America. We are probably going. We are going. I just have to buy tickets. Oh, well, that makes sense, Cheryl. I mean, it is kind of a long trip, but if you do want to go, you come hang out with us for a couple days, then we can all drive down, Let's see. Someone else asked something about, bolting. Yeah. Dolly, do you have any trees nearby? Because you can plant, what was I going to say? You can plant lettuce like closer to shaded areas and it will help it from bolting, but it is hard. And you know what you can also do is try watering it a lot more because the more moist it is, the less it's going to be be convinced to bolt. Something I learned recently about things that bolt is if you think about like a lettuce that's bolting, it's bolting because it thinks it's dying and it's trying to send off seeds so that it can live on, like it can reproduce. And so you're basically trying to keep it from thinking that it's dying. And so you're trying to create an environment in which it doesn't feel like it's getting too hot or too dry so that it can thrive. HOA, is it in PA? It is in Virginia,
And
Royal, Virginia.
we, as of now, Jake, yes, we are planning on going.
Yes. We're going.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's out of.
Yeah, we just have to like officially.
Well, that's to say as of now.
Officially do it. We'll just have to take a couple of
but
vacation days and find someone to watch the farm, which we do on occasion. I'm gonna eat a piece of this onion.
Hey, Kira.
Hey, Kira. Hiya. Thanks, Dolly.
Hiya,
I love that.
hiya, Kira.
I love that analogy when someone talked to me about like the bolting lettuce, and so I like to share it. Should you get an incubator, and if so, what type of egg? What type of incubator or what type of eggs to incubate? Are you getting a parrot? No, we are not getting a parrot, but they're pretty cool. I love them. I just have heard I don't think they would be very happy here. I know that they like love a lot of attention and stuff like that. Okay, popped in at the right time. Yeah, I'm playing with my onion plants because they're like really cool feeling. I think we have wild onions too. I don't know if 2 Wild Onions is still here, but.
Wait, we have wild onions?
Yeah.
Where?
I was out in the trails and I saw all these like grass-like things that were
Really
coming up and they looked like onions. I'm sorry, Kira. I saw that your daughter was sick yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the lettuces. Dolly, let's see. We're going to hop off in just a minute, but I grow cucumbers on a trellis every year. That's awesome. Okay, so we have plans for a trellis, and we're going to do the noodle beans that grow through the trellis. Ooh, wild raspberries. That sounds amazing. We have wild
blackberries,
which are also called dewberries, I think.
Yeah, where did we hear that recently?
I saw it on Better Together Life's video.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
yeah. Get a crow. I've heard crows are incredibly intelligent.
Do people have pet crows?
I don't know, but I've heard they're amazingly intelligent. Sounds like we got a lot of friends heading over here from White House on the Hill. Hey, guys, we're glad you're here. We don't have a cool emu, unfortunately, but we do have some cute chicks. Oh, I hope so, Brenda.
That's the goal.
I have heard that. Honestly, I think I've heard that onions are pretty resilient once they're like at this age. They'll just keep growing back. Yeah. Okay, Kira, I totally agree with that. I am wanting to dedicate a lot of space to growing berries and fruit and grapes and all of this stuff. So, I mean, we've been here for over an hour now, so we should probably hop
Is White House on the Hill live? I'm kind of confused.
No, I don't know.
How's everyone being
finding us somehow from you, Jake?
I don't understand.
How did you guys get here? All the berries. And we actually have this kind of cool dream one day. We have a 2-acre pasture in the back of our property, and we are thinking about growing pumpkins back there and having like a pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool.
Yep. We actually have the property behind us does a hayride, a haunted hayride every Halloween.
That'd be pretty ironic.
So it's kind of funny because the pumpkin patch would be right next to that area. But,
what did you do, Jake? I'll figure it out once the live's over. But we clearly have a lot of exotic bird lovers here. Okay. Yeah, thanks, small farm in the big city. Yeah, so
embarrassment of riches.
Let's see. Crows are protected by the Migratory Bird Act. They are super smart. I heard that crows remember people's faces and that they can like communicate with each other.
Interesting.
Okay, guys, I'm getting distracted and confused.
There's a lot of chats coming in right now.
I can't follow it anymore.
I know.
Okay, well, we're gonna hop off, but
thanks so much for
Yeah.
hanging out with us, guys.
Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for enjoying my onions and hearing about our plans. We have, wait, where's the drawing of the barn? It's on my lap.
Yeah, underneath.
We have our garden dreams that will come to life soon, and our barn dreams. So that will be fun. And then maybe we'll get some little ducklings in just a couple months once things slow down. But okay, we're going to hop off. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks to the moderators that were on, my friend Hannah at the Whitney Homestead, and also, who else was here?
Josh at
the City Stead.
Natalie was here briefly.
Natalie was here at the beginning.
Hey, It's a Good Life.
Yeah, we had some great friends on here, and I hope you guys enjoy your week.
Rose is here too.
Oh yeah, Rose is here
really
from Wholesome Roots. I hope you guys enjoy your week and get ready for the weekend. So, okay.
Good night, guys.
Good night, guys.